Good evening and welcome to IO90 in the shack at the moment. Just thought I'd do a little video really on the setup and how it's progressing. So I've got my speakers on both my transceivers that have them available. Don't have one available for the FT650, but I don't have a tuned 6-meter antenna for the 650, so maybe that's why I don't have a speaker for it. Anyway, the ICOM came with its own brand speaker as part of a package, and it does the job really well. TS690 is what we're going to focus on in this video, because there's a couple of things, and a couple of things I want to really show. I've got the DSP 100 on here, but I don't have it plugged in and set up. I plugged it and set up once, but I couldn't get it to connect and work correctly. These days you would see this inside of something like a 7200 in the software. The difference between this DSP is it takes the input signal and then carries on into the transceiver. So obviously it's been received, but like it then processes it and then puts it back in to the modulation. But I can't quite get, I have got it to work before, but I can't quite get it to work at the moment. But that said, I'm hoping that the gentleman that was having a good chat a moment ago is still doing so. Let's take you through the other bits. So here we got what is a Kenwood SP23 case, but inside of that I have this excellent speaker system, a PHITS speaker for this, and it's not only just a speaker, it's also lots of baffling. So if you ever open up one of these, usually this is all empty and you really hear it. I can just, there we are, I can see from here. But this is actually full of foam, the back, the sides and the top, and the speaker is top grade as well. It really does a fantastic job. And the other thing I have, which is a recommendation of a fellow radio amateur in the Netherlands, PA2AG I believe, is this. It's the BHI dual inline noise eliminating module, and this actually works. It is fantastic. It makes my experience of amateur radio into something else. And let's just demonstrate it. So let's see if we can hear if these guys are still on 80 meters here. Here we go. So I've got the AF right up. AF on this is right up. The RF. We can hear there's a bit of noise there. You can hear the guys. We just make sure. There's the RX meter. You can hear there's plenty of noise on that, isn't there? So let's have a look at the settings on the PHI. Got the audio input level, so it's not flashing. I can turn it up. So channel 1 starts flashing. It's a little bit laggy now, isn't it? That's quite loud now, isn't it? We adjust the volume from here, audio out, and we can really hear that buzzing. Now we've got the switch here, we've got a separate and combined. Let me just turn it down for a second. Let me just turn it down for a second as I explain each part of these. So separate combined channels is like, this is taking a single output from the TS690, but it can take a matched combined channel input as well. And then you can then put it onto combined channels. So if you've got a mono input, you want it to come out as stereo, you can use combined channels and that will do that. This is the important part, so off and on is self-explanatory, but equally as important, because if you don't turn it on, yeah, obviously it's receiver's still on. You don't get any sound out. So yeah, turn it on. Just turns it on, and it just doesn't do any processing. It's just adjusting. These dials will do what they say. So the audio input level will work, and the audio out and line out. Now I use audio out because it drives. It's enough to drive this speaker. It's what it's designed for. You can use line out if you want to put it into something to match the impedance, and you've also got a headphone out. And the good thing is that you can use all, because of the circuitry inside of this device, you can use all three at once. I could see the possibility on like field days where you've got an operator and then someone who wants to listen in as well and use a speaker. That would be fantastic. And for myself, what my intention is to use the headphone out and put that into my mixer, so then I can hear this from my regular speakers and my amplifier. But that's the next stage in setting the audio up. Now here we are. Let's go back to listening to this signal and how the and how it cleans it up. It's a little bit quieter than earlier, but I still think we should be able to hear the difference because there's a lot of QRM there. So the noise is gone, but it's still a bit too quiet. What I think I'll do is I'll dial it down. Oh, let's
Okay, well, G4RX.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, well, let's hope you get all
So we hear the QRM.
the nonsense
Hear that.
before too long. And, well, yeah, I was quite lucky.
Isn't that fantastic?
Quite lucky. My wife and I, in a way.
I don't want to pick up too much on the conversation because I haven't asked this gentleman's permission, but just listen to the clarity of it.
And,
In the receiver on this transceiver is brilliant anyway. The filters on it are brilliant.
20 years ago, nearly 20 years ago now, so.
And we're using, I've got AIP on this, which further reduces noise, a notch filter, which can tune out noise.
In a way, I think we did. We kind of planned for it, but we knew.
Absolutely lovely. I love this transceiver. It's an old boat anchor, but it's just so nice. I could sit here and listen using this transceiver, but it's brilliant. But you can hear the clear difference this DSP unit makes. Let's turn it up again.
There we are. Not everybody has that benefit. No,
Louder.
Everybody wants to do it.
Certainly louder.
You know, a lot of
But look at the noise.
in their 70s or approaching 70 and still holding down
So this,
full-time
got-
job.
I mean, it's not even anywhere near its maximum. It's set about 4 to 5.
State,
So we can turn it right down.
one thing
Find a happy medium.
retires
Well, that's the maximum. So that's
pretty much 24 hours of the day in
set to 1 min,
with your nearest and dearest.
2,
It doesn't work for everybody.
3,
Unfortunately, it does
4,
work for me because I'm the boss.
5.
And in this house,
Every time it's getting a little bit quieter, but it is clear, isn't it? The signal I want to hear is there. So yeah, as I say, I mean, I can really, because I had this recommended to me, I would equally recommend it as well. If you've got an old speaker unit, don't think just because it's old it's not good. Upgrade it the best you can, and you get these kind of results out of it. It makes the hobby so much fun, being able to listen the best you can, because the signal's there, it's just cleaning it up. So yeah, and I've heard that people have said my signal through this microphone is very good as well. I've not heard a recording of myself yet, but every time I've used it, I've got 5 lines, and I've made contacts on 40 and 80 meters. So with an end fed, the UK antenna's end fed, with about, I think about 15-20 watts. I think the one downside of this transceiver is like with age, it's losing its power. I'll be interested to do a proper power measurement reading at some point to see how much RF power it is producing. But at the moment, it's certainly making me contacts, and it's lovely to listen to. So yeah, I think I'll make this a short one, well, a shorter one, but I really hope that I can have a Q&A with my listeners at some point. Then you know the equipment you're coming through. If I'm talking to you, I'll most definitely be using this transceiver, whereas like the 7300, I tend to keep digital nodes now, even though I do have this lovely microphone that goes into it. I use the old Kenwood on the end fed for my telephony contacts, so you know what you're coming through. So yeah, the SSTV on 20 meters, that's going through the ICOM and the 60 TV. But there we go. I think that's enough for now. Hope you're all keeping well, stay safe and have a brilliant weekend. I hope everyone has a lot of time and a lot of good fun with their radios. Take care, stay safe, and 73s.